Hey guys, and welcome to this video lesson for Sketchup for Schools. Today we're going to be designing a turtle sandbox. And so the steps required to complete this lesson are we're going to be drawing the turtle's body. We're going to be adding our legs and our head. We're going to be creating the outline for the sandbox walls. You can see this crescent shape right here. We're going to be going from 2D to 3D, adding colors, and finally exploring the 3D warehouse and adding these components. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to start a new presentation. So we're going to go up to our menu and select New. Now, once it starts a new presentation, you're going to see that Freddy is back. So we're going to select onto our character and hit the Delete key. Once we've done that, we're going to go up to where it says Untitled, and we're going to be naming our project, and we're going to be naming it as Turtle Sandbox Project. So once you've named it, it's going to open up your Google Drive. You're going to select the folder where you want it to save, hit select, and now you are saved. So the next thing that we're doing is we're going to be using our tools, and we're going over to our tools. And so normally our tools will look like this. We'll have a rectangle tool. So you're going to select on the rectangle, and you're going to move down until you hit the circle. Now, once you hit that circle, you're going to come here to the origin, and we're going to left click on our mouse and drag out until we have a decent sized circle. And so that looks good. And so the size does not matter, but just make sure that it is not too large or too small. Our next step that we're going to be working on is we're going to go from our side view that we're looking at right now to a top view. And so over here on this menu here, we're going to select where it says Scenes, click on the scenes, and then where it has the different views, you're going to be going to the top view, which is the center one. All right, now that we're ready to go with our top view, now we're going to add our legs. So we're going to start up here on the green axis where it says endpoint. We're going to left click on our circle, and we're going to drag it out till we see endpoint to the right, as you see on the screen. And so we're going to repeat this 3 more times. Now we're going down to the red axis. We're going to drag it out till we see endpoint. When we get onto the green axis, we're going to be dragging to the left, again, endpoint. And the last step is the last leg. So now we have our feet drawn. The next step is to draw our head. So right here in the center, you're going to find the center point. You can see our axes. And where it says endpoint, now we're going to draw our head, and we're going to be dragging this circle down towards the center until it's almost touching with your legs. And it should say on face. Once you see on face, you're going to let go, and now you've drawn the head. So the next step that we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting our eraser tool, and we're going to be erasing a couple of these lines. So the first lines that we're going to be erasing are the line that's inside our head. And then we're also going to erase these lines that are on the inside of our legs. So right here, here, and here. All right, so now we're ready to push and pull our interior crescent. So we're going to go over to our push-pull tool. And so normally you would see the push-pull tool here. But instead of selecting the push-pull, we're going to select that, and we're going to go to where it says offset. So we're going to select our offset tool. We're going to come here into the center of our turtle. We're going to left click on our edge, and then we're going to push it until we see about a crescent moon, about this shape. This looks about good. Once it gets to this shape, you're going to let go, and now you're ready to move on to the next step. So the next step is we're getting our eraser again, and we're going to erase a couple more lines. And so what we're going to be doing is erasing these interior leg lines. Now, if you would have erased these before, your crescent moon would not have looked correct. All right, so now we're on to the next step. And at this point, we are ready to change from our 2D view to a 3D view. So what I want to do is I want to kind of move and select my orbit tool, and I'm going to position my turtle sandbox so that way I can see it at about this angle. I'm going to go back to where I had my offset, and I'm going to select my push-pull. Now, I'm going to select this outside area, and I'm going to pull it up. And now you can see our sandbox is forming. Okay, so that's going to be where the sandbox is going to be, where the sand is going to be. And now we're going to pull our head up to that same level. All right, so now we're ready to start with some color. So we're going to go back over here. We're going to close out this area, and we're going to select our materials box. It looks just like a regular box. We're going to hit materials. When we hit materials, we're going to go to this little search bar. We're going to go down to colors, and we're going to select a green, any green that you want, a turtle green. So I'm going to select this green, and then I'm going to start painting my turtle. And so I'm going to use my mouse. You select, if you have a mouse, you're going to use your orbit tool and start moving that around. If you don't have an orbit tool and you're on a Chromebook, then you can select the orbit tool and then left click to move. And so I'm just going to go all the way around, and I'm going to make sure that I get all those areas. Right, I don't want any white showing. I'm also going to do the bottom, just for fun. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my push-pull tool real quick. I'm going to pull this up a little bit more, just so it's even. All right, so now that we have our sandbox painted, now we're going to add the interior. And so what we want to do for the interior is that we want to go back to our materials. We're going to click back onto the search, close our colors, and we're going to go down to where it says landscaping, fencing, and vegetation. Once you open that up, you're going to see that there is some sand colored options. So we're going to pick a sand color option. We're going to paint the inside of our sandbox. All right, so now our sandbox is looking pretty good. I'm going to add some other details. So the next thing I'm going to do is add the eyes to my turtle. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to select onto my circle again, and I'm going to add some eyes onto my turtle. Come back over here. I'm going to go back to colors and color those eyes. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little smile. So I'm going to orient my turtle so it's looking at me. I'm going to go over here to where the arc tool is, and I'm going to pick this arc right here. And so what I'm going to do is click from point to point and make a little smile here. And so now we have a nice smile on our turtle. And so the last thing that we have to do is add our components from our 3D warehouse. And so what we're going to do is come back over here. We're going to close out our materials. We're going to go here where it says components. We're going to search our 3D warehouse, and we're going to type in Sketchup for Schools Beach Ball. Hit enter. And then you're going to see where it has the beach ball. So when you click on that, it's going to insert into your model. You can click onto that. And then once you do that, then you're going to be able to scale that model. So you're going to come back over here to We're going to look for scale. I think it's on this one right here. So we're going to click on the move tool, and right here on the move tool, there is a scale. And so when you click on that, you can click on a corner, and then you can make your beach ball bigger. Once you have it the size you want, you're just going to go back over and hit your select key and then click off. Okay, so now we have our beach ball. The last thing that we are adding is our beach pail and our shovel. So again, we're going to go back over here to the search. We're going to keep SketchUp for Schools, and we're just going to type in shovel, hit enter, and then we can see our beach pail and shovel. We're going to add that to our, and then you may want to make sure that you, and so we're going to bring that up. And we are ready. All right. So now we have all of our components. We have our shovel, we have our beach ball, we have our turtle, and we are complete. So I hope that helps you out, guys. I know that the instructions sometimes are a little confusing, but this video should help you get through those instructions. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, have a great day.